Hey guys, how's it going? It's the Anime Over Analyst here, and today I'm going to be talking about that last episode of The Promised Neverland. So, yeah, it's an episode. And it ended. So, I guess I'm gonna just state my feelings out right now. So, that ending was awful. That was one of the worst endings I had ever seen. Yeah. So, the entire episode was everybody standing around talking to each other. And we get a little bit flashback from Peter Rattrey's perspective on why he killed his brother. And you kind of standing there like, okay, well, I think that whole flashback could have been an episode. That whole flashback could have been an episode. And instead it just felt rushed. There was no animation in this episode at all. Like period, none whatsoever. It was literally just frame, 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 frame. Just still frame. Still frame, still frame. There was no animation whatsoever. And the this last episode, the that flashback just felt boring. I was bored up until Peter Ratley did his thing at the end. I yeah, screw it, spoilers. Whatever. Like most people don't watch these videos anyways. These are just me venting. So yeah, Peter Ratley committed suicide by knife at the end of the episode. And not at the end. It was just kind of in the middle. It just felt forced. Like what? Why? It felt it felt like a cheap way out because he just kind of was like, "Yeah, you guys go do what you want to do. You win." Stab. Like oh my gosh. And then so that ends and then we get the shot of everybody starting to head into the human world. And they go down an elevator and they enter into what reminded me of the Golden Pond that Goldie Pond is named after. The Golden Pond with the little hut in the middle. Um, Instead of a hut, it was just a big door that was able to be opened via pen. So everyone opens the door to light, I suppose. There's your obligate. I won't even say obligatory, but it was Kingdom Hearts reference. That door reminded me a lot of the door to light, as well as the Full Metal Alchemist, like door to truth. So, in fact, I even think there were some of the same symbols from the Full Metal Alchemist door on that door. Anyways, that the all everybody leaves except Emma, Ray, Norman, and Norman's posse. And everyone's like, "Why aren't you guys going?" And Emma's like, "Oh, there's still stuff that we have to take care of here." I was like, "Sweet. They're going to set up another season where they're just going to be focusing on taking out the queen." Um, if you're following my channel, I'm literally reading that arc right now, and I've been reading it and posting it, my live reads on YouTube. So I thought, hey, that would be cool actually. Okay, so they just took the end of the manga, put it in the middle, and they're gonna focus kind of on the queen. That would be cool. I thought that would be neat. They could flesh that out a little bit more. Really show the hierarchy. I personally am loving that arc. No, it's not as great as Goldie Pond, but I still like it. It's still quite fun for me to read. And so I'm reading this current, or I watched this episode, and I'm like, why? They ended the episode with Isabella's Lullaby, like full blown orchestrate a version, which was amazing. The music in this anime is top tier. amazing. I love the music. I love the opening. I love the ending. And I just love the OST. No complaints here from the music at all. The lack of animation is kind of what got me. The plot is what really got me, honestly. Like, even with lack of animation, as long as it's a good plot, then it's fine. But they literally could have boiled down an entire season into a 1 minute montage of just still frames. There wasn't even, like, any animation in those whatsoever. It was just still frame of everyone who went to the human world kind of becoming humans. And that's another aspect that I would like to see. How is everyone adapting to the human world? Can they adapt? That would be interesting to me because now you've got a whole group of people who's learned to live on their own outside without, any connections or any sense of modern life, and then they're being thrust into modern day society. Like, that in itself seems interesting to me. But no, they just went and they're just like, that happened, and now they get to go to school. Oh, look at them being ordinary kids now. And I'm sitting there like, you know, they're screwed up. You know that mentally and psychologically, the kids are not going to adapt to school. And so I'm sitting there like, what is happening here? So yeah, that just blows my mind. I. So that happened, and yeah, they had a couple slides of Emma Ray and whatnot going. They didn't even show the fight with the queen, which is so cool. I love that fight, and they didn't show it at all. They were like, okay, we're at the Capitol, and then banners are falling, and then there's Mushika standing on top with someone putting a crown on her. I don't even remember, and I literally just saw the anime like 10 minutes ago. Like, it's just that bad. I, I don't. Ah! Like, that's literally just my feeling is, why? They had so much potential. That's literally the story of this entire season. This is what I've been saying throughout all of my reaction videos. They need to slow it down. Yes, there is a lot of scenes where they're just standing around talking, and that in itself is boring. But then they go and skip to more scenes where they're just standing around and talking. There's nothing going on in between. There's no fluid line of events. And that is so nerve-wracking. Like, the reason why the first season worked so well is because everyone would be standing around, sure, everyone would be standing around talking to each other, and then something would happen, and then they'd have to adjust to whatever that activity is. They had to plan, they had to execute the plan, and then after everything happened, then they sit around and try and figure out, okay, what do we have to do next? What's our end game? They laid out the plans. Okay, what's our end game? Escaping. Okay, what's the nearest goal we need to do? Okay, we need to figure out what's past this wall. Okay, so how do we get there? Okay, we're gonna need to set up supplies. We need to set up decoys. We need to do this. That was cool. That was fascinating. And then they executed those plans, and you got to see how they executed those plans. And this version, or in this season, it's like, we need to do this. Okay, done. We're done this. That's why my favorite episode of this entire season, season 2, was when Norman attacked that village, and you got to see kind of all the destruction, all the chaos, because you got to visually see what the destructive power that Norman was doing. And you don't see that here. You don't see it here. Literally, it's just everybody standing around talking to each other, and it's boring. It's to the point where I don't care, and that drives me nuts. So yeah, I guess that's my quick Promise Neverland rant. I might rant some more at some point. I don't know. I am still going to continue reading the manga, of course. I'm going to still continue doing the, 2 or 3 chapters a video because I enjoy doing that. That's a whole lot of fun, and I get to practice doing a little bit of voice acting, which is, interesting. It's an interesting thing, and I just have fun doing it. Nobody watches those videos, and I don't care. I enjoy doing it because they're fun. So that's gonna be it for me. I've been the anime overanalyst, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.